Rabbonim of yesteryear, and we're in Libya now, the country, as we call it in Hebrew, called Luv in Ivrit. The Hilula of Rabbi Yosef Zarok Z'tl Livracha. He was born actually in the year 1909, and I believe he passed away around the year 1981, or around that those few years. He was a great rabbi from Libya. He suffered a lot in his life, a lot of troubleshoots, but became one of the greatest Libyan rabbis, arguably, over the last few hundred years. In fact, he came from great heritage. His father was Rav Shimon, and his mother was Rabbanit Miriam. He was born in 1909 in the area called Zleitan, I believe, which is based in Tripoli, respectively. So he actually, it was a miraculous, a miracle happened to him at his birth. I believe he couldn't actually breathe at the start. He didn't have a Ruach Chaim, which was reported over. I'm not too, maybe, I think the mother fell, it was reported over at that stage in time. But she cried to Hashem and said, please, I'm going to dedicate my son. My son is going to become a great Torah scholar. Please save him. And he was saved. He moved his finger, and the nurse was able to revive him. And he went on to live the most incredible Torah life, as we are going to learn about. I believe in the year 1914, it was the first time period of the First World War, and many of the people from this area, Zlitan, they actually moved to Tripoli. So at that stage in time, he was around 5 years of age, and I think sadly, I don't know if it was partially lost, he got injured, and he sadly lost part of his eyesight, or a lot of it, I'm not too sure, at a young age, when he was very, very young. He actually learned under Chacham Soso, was learning a lot of Torah under his auspices, and became very diligent within Gemara. And he actually learned also with the help of Rabbi Yaakov Kachlon, who was another great rabbi over there. And I think in the year 1920, when he was around 11 years of age, he was going to travel to Italy, it was reported over, in order to see a doctor with regards to helping maybe help his eyesight, maybe improve. I'm not too sure exactly, but it was reported over that Eliyahu Hanavi came to him, the great Elijah, the prophet, and was guaranteed him if he's going to continue diligently with his Torah studies, he's going to get the light of the Torah upon himself. So I think they didn't actually go to Italy at the end, and he continued to learn at the top level Torah, learned a lot of the Torah Baal Peh, off by heart, and I think he didn't actually end up going with his to Italy at that stage in time. And he was learning Torah constantly, I think in the Talmud Torah, De'ar Sarosi, I think that's how I pronounce it. And he learned on the auspices under another great Chacham, Yitzchak Chavato Luzon. I think that's how we pronounce his name. I hope I pronounced the great Chacham's name correctly. And he was able to learn also with, I think, Rabbi Yaakov Chai Gabizo, also was another great rabbi over there, and Rabbi Yosef Gian, also. These were many great rabbis over there. That was a time period where there was Rabbi Tzion Bitan, I think, was very much part of this yeshiva of Da'ar Svaid, also, which is another prominent yeshiva we've spoken about before in Libya, respectively. And he learned, I think, with the help of Chacham Shaul Chadad, also another great rabbi, also. And was doing many great things. I believe he got, in the year 1930, he got married to his wife, Marat Rachna. I think she was from the Mishpachat Yonah. And I believe it was reported over, they had one son, Rav Shimon, and 6 daughters. I think, sadly, it was reported over here on the website hayomi.org.il that 4 of his daughters sadly passed away at different stages. I think the oldest daughter passed away at the age of 18, and one of the daughters, if I'm not mistaken, passed away at the time of childbirth also, which was very, very sad. And he became a great rabbi, and was giving, I think in the Beit Knesset, the Ar Sorosi, he was giving different sermons over there. And he actually there was another Beit Knesset called the Da'ar V'Astia, where he would actually give over great Torah classes also. And I think it was at the time of the Second World War, where he was already over 30 years of age. He was one of the great Talmudei Chachamim, great Torah scholars of that area, and he would learn and teach pretty much many of the throngs of the people over there. And he had to move at the time when the wicked Germans came and they reached Tripoli, the area of Tripoli. They moved, I think, back to Zleitan. That was an area also, and over there he would learn a lot of Torah. And I think there was a Beit Knesset called the Boshayaf Beit Knesset over there, where very much he was helping in teaching and running, had a huge part of that point in time. And I think when he actually, when I think the war, I think it was leaving Tripoli at that stage in time, he learned in Yeshivat the Bibi, and he was learning there, and also I think also in the night time he was learning and teaching in the De'ar Borta Beit Knesset also. And in the year 1947, there was he helped in opening one of the yeshivot in Tripoli called Yeshivat Neve Shalom. I think that this was also with the auspices of Rabbi Shlomo Yaluz, also one of the great rabbis, and Rabbi Yosef Zarok, great Chacham we're speaking about, learned there many hours of the day, throughout the day, and was in the night time he was giving a Musa class and various different fixed shiur in the Beit Knesset called Yeshivat Chizkiah, Zichrono Lebracha, the Beit Knesset over there. And in the year 1954, he actually moved to the land of Israel. I think when he was going actually to Israel, he actually stopped off for a brief point in time in Italy over there. And once he moved to Israel, I think he was he moved, if I'm not mistaken, close to Rehovot area. There was Beit Knesset, which was about a 1 hour walk away, where he very much was giving Torah classes over there and had a very much part of it. I think while he was learning Torah and teaching much of the day, he was helping his brother in the grocery store nearby. Someone else, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if how much of the day it was. Maybe it was just a short time of the day, but he was very much teaching and learning Torah. And then I think later on in the year 1957, he moved to Jerusalem and he joined the great Rabbanim in the famous Pורת Yosef Yeshiva. And I think I'm not too sure, maybe he dwelt in Katamon, I'm not too sure. And in the year 1962, he moved to the Geula neighborhood, the famous Geula neighborhood, where me and my channel, we've actually traveled, landed a tour there. It's a great ultra-Orthodox area in Jerusalem. I think it was near the Yeshiva over there, if I'm not mistaken. And part of the day he learned with great Kabbalists in the I think the Yeshivat Nahar Shalom, which we've spoken about before, which was under the auspices of Rabbi Mordechai Shrabi, one of the great rabbis of the 1900s. And over there he was learning in the Beit Knesset, the Beit El, I think under the auspices of Chacham Yitzchak Kaduri. That was another famous Kabbalist yeshiva called the Beit El also. And also I think he was with great other rabbis, including Rabbi Shaul David Chai also. And I think he actually, I think with another Talmid Chacham, Rabbi Menachem Yeshaya, they actually helped within regards to opening, if I'm not mistaken, Oz Ra Tzaddik institution or yeshiva. I think in the Shchunat, in the neighborhood called the Beit Salam, which was, I think, part close to the Beit Yisrael neighborhood, if I'm not mistaken, and also along with Rabbi Avraham Barzani, another great rabbi also. I think in 1968 he suffered, I think, maybe some troubleships, maybe health-wise, and in the year 1971 he actually had a serious operation, if I am not mistaken. And there was various different health troubleships at that point in time, but he was able still to learn and teach a lot at that stage in time, if I'm not mistaken. He passed away on Aleph Av, in the 1st of Av, in the year 1981, Tafshin Mem Aleph. It's actually interesting. What a great Torah history he had. What a great Talmid Chacham. He was one of the great rabbis, despite all the challenges he had in life. You know, the great stature he had to, and the great level of Torah learning. After he passed away, I believe a sefer of his teachings actually came out, if I'm not mistaken, I think in the year 1997, under Rav Chaim David Yosef Yeshua. I think that's one of his star students. This was one of his great students, actually published many of his teachings. This was in the year 1997. We're talking about 27 years ago from time of recording. Here in 2021, it says Hilula. Here on Aleph Av, the 1st of Av, please light candles in the great rabbi's memory. He was one of the great rabbis of Libya from the 1900s to 20th century, respectively. We covered about maybe 15, 20 rabbis, biographies of the great rabbis of Luv, of Libya. There was much more we could say with regards to this great Chacham. If you've got any books with regards to the history of Libyan rabbis, I would recommend everyone to learn about Chacham Yosef Chaim Zarok, one of the great rabbis. And please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and share the videos with other people. And have a great day, everyone. Wishing you great wishes here from Israel.